Welcome back to Punch Drunk Nerd, the podcast where three friends, three amigos, three bambinos come together to talk about nerd shit. I'm your host tonight, Miguel Sanchez. With me is
Ed Bull.
And Luis is out this week. He's running around, taking care of business. So it's going to be us two holding things down. And you know what? We got a nice, tight episode. We're going to talk about some news, some things that are coming up soon, some trailers that we saw that were released the last couple of days. Our feature discussion tonight is going to be Masters of the Universe. So if you're a big fan of the 80s cartoon or you just super loved this new movie, we'll be talking about that. You can jump down below if you don't want to hear anything else that we're talking about. And then, of course, we're going to wrap it up with a little bit of what we're into. So let's go ahead and get into it. I tell you what, Ed, before we get going, it's the summer, and we've waged some movies. Okay.
Movies. Yeah.
So let's talk about the summer movie wager. Let's give us a quick update. How are we doing?
You know, we're doing all right. It's man, like we're seeing some crazy things develop. First off, the biggest thing last weekend, obviously, we saw Masters of the Universe and Scary Movie release.
Yes.
I think Scary Movie was a couple of our dark horses and maybe last place for others. Masters of the Universe similarly. Yeah, Scary Movie came out on top with like roughly around, I think it was like 50 million. It's currently at 64. Masters of the Universe, not so much. It was like 29 million and it's currently at 34 mil. So not great. And we'll get more into Masters later. But, you know, the craziest thing is that Backrooms and Obsession obviously have been making waves. More so, Obsession has officially overtaken Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu domestically. Not quite worldwide, but frankly, the way it's going, it might actually just do that. But yeah, currently Star Wars is sitting at 158 million, and I guess in the last few days, Obsession has taken over with 161 million.
I always underestimate these horror movies in the summer.
Yeah.
I try to
I do too.
Kind of like filter them in, but I never nail that. And I feel like that's going to hurt me this year.
Same, honestly, because I think another part of it too is that, especially in the summer, I think I overestimate horror franchises. Fucking Obsession was like a $750,000 movie. It's all over the news or whatever, but it's like who would have had it? Like a good horror movie, like in recent memory. I mean, obviously Weapons did really well domestically.
Yeah.
And before that, Longlegs did surprisingly well too. I think it nearly made like 100 million. But yeah, these very small, almost indie type horror films coming along, and they get
maybe
people.
you can predict that it will put butts in seats, but you have no idea if it's going to really go to the moon and back. And between Obsession and Backrooms, it's like you really had to kind of decide which one is going to be.
If you saw the trailer for Backrooms, you would not have pegged that to be like $100 million horror film.
No, not the trailer. I would know it on like the internet vibes,
right?
You know, because like that whole whatever they call that, was popular. So
right.
I knew that it was going to be
kind of like its own cult following before the movie even came out.
Right, so that was going to get those people already interested in it to go see it. But Obsession is one that it's like, okay, it's by this like young kid. Also, he's doing like skits on YouTube and things like that, and you're just like, okay, I mean, is he popular enough on TikTok to like garner a following? That's what my brain would have been thinking.
We underestimated it, yeah.
100%. And I was talking a lot of shit about him previously, but you want to know something? I've watched more clips and I've really come around. Like I was being like a top shelf hater. The more I see about Obsession and the more I hear him talk about it, I'm like, oh, he's just like a young guy who's got like the heart for it.
Yeah,
so I think I was just being an asshole because of those glasses, but He seems like a good kid.
Yeah,
So
well, you know, you got to give him credit. He persisted, and they have like this massive success on their hands. So you can only give him credit for that. And you know, it is actually like a good movie. If it was like a bad movie, you'd be just kind of annoyed it was making money. Like I didn't want Star Wars: The Mandalorian and Grogu to make money, but I put it higher because you think that at
you
least
think
a
it
Star
will?
Wars film is gonna put butts in seats, especially, you know, for
Yes.
families. But here we are, like the R-rated films are kind of
I
like
I
honestly,
meant to say
this
this.
time next week, Backrooms might have overtaken Star Wars as well.
That would be shocking,
Very
okay? Because I expected Backrooms to fall off by now.
absolutely, yeah.
One of the things I was gonna mention about Obsession last week, and I forgot, was, speaking of Summer Movie Wager, is there were people in my audience that was like, us walking out, one of the girls was like, "Oh, it was even scarier the second time I saw it." And so it's like, clearly, like, people are repeat viewing this
Yeah.
movie. It's got something, it's got that magic, that people want.
People
So
got yeah, people buzzing about it. Same with Obsession, you know. Yeah, man, these like big blockbusters are definitely underperforming this year. We're gonna see maybe some more upsets, who knows? But yeah, so I mean that's it. I think as far as any big surprises
who's
or any big news, we don't know. Right
what's
now,
the who, where are we at?
okay, well for insiders, I'm winning. Uh and then
Okay, bud.
you're with 16 points, and then you are right behind me with 14, and right behind you is Luis with 13. And then the outsider, Benny, is winning with 21 points.
Oh, you fuck. You made it seem like, all right.
He's not a part of us, okay? Uh,
Wow. Wow.
But if you're hearing this, I 100% mean it, you fuck. Um,
No, Ed is very sincere right now. He
yeah.
hates you, Benny.
I I hate I hate losing this. I hate losing this.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, I mean the way that things have already started, I'm just like, man, I don't think I'm gonna do well at all. But of course, we have some big ones coming up. This weekend, of course, we Disclosure Day comes out. Miguel, you will have seen it when this comes out, I think.
That's right. That's
I
right.
am seeing it on Tuesday. And then next week it's Toy Story, which is
I thought we were seeing Disclosure Day at the same time.
you know, that was initially what I was trying to do,
I
but
see. Oh, I see.
things have
Mhm.
changed, family things.
Wow. Your dedication is faltering, and you know,
I just don't like movies much anymore.
the sparkle in your eye the spark is fading,
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, so yeah, we got some big ones that might shake things up a little bit. We shall see. But shall we move on?
let's do it.
All right.
So,
I want to
there you go. Thanks for the update.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, this is one that you're very excited about, so I'll let you lead on this. But
Okay, so we have gotten a slew of video game trailers recently. IGN Live just happened. They showcased a lot of stuff. The PlayStation State of Play just happened. We saw a lot of stuff there. But there was one trailer of all the games that we've kind of talked about. There's one trailer that surprised me. I was not expecting to see this. This was not on my radar at all. And maybe I'm a bad
like, you
like
didn't know
gamer
it
or
was
something.
coming, or you didn't know that
No,
they were going to drop a trailer?
no, I had no idea that it was
Ah,
coming at all. So I was very surprised to see this. A sequel, a follow up to, I think it was a hit. I think people really loved the PlayStation 4 game. I mean, I know I played it a couple times, and it was,
I think
it was.
like literally defined as a cult classic game that I think was like maybe a sleeper hit. You know,
I 100% because it was one of those games that I got. I think you gave it to me for a gift.
I did,
Anyway,
and
I'm
because it
talking, of
was
course, about
sorry, yes, go ahead.
the PlayStation 4 game Alien Isolation, which was just like I just said, a sleeper hit. I know between us personally, but also it really amassed a following. And we got a trailer that we're getting Alien Isolation 2. It's coming back.
Yeah,
And this was an immediate, like, ooh, I wish listed almost immediately. I don't know if I actually literally wish listed,
or if
but
you
it
can
was,
even, yeah.
yeah, I was just like, I was beaming when I saw this trailer, the thumbnail. I was like, oh my God. And it seems, I don't have the news in front of me. Do you have like the write up or anything in front of
I
you?
have like a little bit of information, so
Tell me a little bit about it.
okay.
Because the trailer, I couldn't quite tell if is Ripley's daughter coming back. I think she is. Amanda was her name. I think she's, and then the corporation is like giving her another chance or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but tell us about it.
It was so this time, as opposed to the first one, which took place primarily on a space station, this one
Sevestival.
might be. It looks like it's going to be taking place on a colony world, Weyland Yutani Kurosaki Station, which will likely play host to another terrifying game of cat and mouse. Um, it also looks like synths are making a return. Um, and then you're also dealing with like the planet's hostile weather conditions,
Yep.
um, and not a lot of details as far as story. The release is looking like either 27 or early 28. So
Okay.
still a little ways off, but they got a trailer for it, a little like announcement trailer or reveal trailer. And I mean, I'm sure you watched it, Miguel, but it's just like this is
I
Alien.
did.
It felt like
Yeah, no,
Alien.
and it feels like like you're just picking up right where you left off. For those of you who haven't played Alien Isolation,
Yeah, I've only
it
played
is
bits of it, but I
so
never
much
played the
fun.
story.
And you know what, Ed? It's long, dude. Some people, that was one of the complaints, was just that it kind of overstayed its welcome. But for me, it was one of those games that just like you never wanted it to end,
Yeah,
and until you did, because you were so fucking scared.
right.
And it was not just the alien; those synthetics, the people, uh, everything was. I mean, there were times when I had to. I think when I first got the game, you challenged me to like play it on hard or whatever the most
Yeah,
difficult level was. And I was just shaking in my boots the entire time. And I ended up bumping it down because I was like, I can't play this game.
right.
You know, I
Well,
have
it was
to.
also one of those games that incorporated the manual save mode, right?
Yes.
Like you actually had to save your progress manually
Yes.
in order to, you know, not die and lose everything. I remember that. And like again, I really only played snippets of it, but I mean, I remember it being very freaky and very intense, like because obviously you're, but it was also very difficult. I remember because you're coming up against androids and stuff,
Uh huh.
and
Uh huh.
those
It's not
those were tough
just.
cookies. Yeah. So yeah, I kind of wish I'd played the game in full just to get a real feel for it. But also, I'm like I'm a pussy. I'll just and like just watching the trailer. I've got the trailer playing now for the second one. And I'm just like, oh, you know, like this would just be
What's
like The Last of Us all over again. Um,
I what I loved about Alien Isolation, and I'm hopeful for this version of in the sequel as well, is just like how much of the alien lore like just felt lived in the
yeah,
moment you start the game up. You feel like, yes, this is exactly what it's like to walk around in this environment. The sound design, the set designs, the gameplay, uh, just was absolutely thrilling, especially as like a fan of the Alien universe. It was
yeah,
just really fun. I think one of the reasons why it's like one of my favorite movies, but also it's so terrifying is just like same thing with the Predator universe as well, is like if you imagine yourself in any of the shoes of any of the characters that are going through that story, you're shitting your pants. Do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like there is no winning for the most part,
yeah.
going up against these like terrifying creatures. So yeah, this is like immediate save wish list. Can't wait to get it. Looking forward to it. And you guys probably will be like, Miguel, please stop talking about this when it finally comes out. So Alien Isolation 2. Check out the trailer. Wherever you watch your trailers.
Yeah, maybe 27, maybe 28. We'll see.
Yeah, very common, very common. You know what? I've gotten used to this over the
As far as
last like
games go.
decade of you see a trailer and then it'll be like 4 years. You know what's crazy is like the Grand Theft Auto trailer. What's so funny about watching that one
Yeah.
is if you go and you watch the first GTA 6 trailer, which is like 3 years old now, they were like, it was going to come out in 2025.
Yeah.
And then the second trailer was like, it's going to come out May of 2026. And now it's coming out in November of this year. And it's like, if it doesn't get pushed again,
You're
which
right,
they don't think
yeah.
it will be. But it's one
You
of
think
those
it
things
will
like
be again?
The Last of It. Nah, I don't know. The Last of Us Part Two. I first saw a trailer for that, and then 5 years later, the game came out.
Yeah.
It's these things take time, and so
If anything, yeah, like to your point, I think it's you got to hope that they are just refining it and trying to produce the best game possible.
yeah, that's always the hope, right? You never want it to just be rushed out for the sake of playing it. I want it to be
Exactly.
good
Yeah.
when it comes out. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
We will
Looking
see.
forward to it. Ed, if it comes out, will you play it?
Wait, which one? Grand Theft Auto?
Sorry, me saying if it comes out, it will come out. I'm talking about Alien Isolation
Yeah,
2. Do you think you'll
no,
play that one?
you know what? And it's honestly what made me want to play the first one. So maybe I'll try and do that in between
Ed,
if I
when
get
I
the
gave you all
opportunity.
those games at Christmas,
Did you
was
give it
one
to
of them
me?
that Alien? Was that
I
Alien
could
game?
look right now,
I
but I won't. But
think
I'll.
I think that might have been there was like one or two games where I could find the case and not the game. And I
And that
was
was
just
one you
like,
couldn't find.
maybe. I can't remember. So
Yeah, I have them
if
under
I
my
do
TV
find it, because
room.
I have the digital version too. So if I do find it, I'll mail it to you. Okay, and you can play it.
Wouldn't say no. Wouldn't say
Woo-hoo.
no.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Well,
Well, look.
that's the Alien Isolation trailer.
Yeah, and that brings us swiftly on to, you guessed it, more trailers. And I'm gonna take the reins on this one real quick because
I'm ready.
this first one we're gonna talk about, uh, I really have strong thoughts about.
I'll let you take over all the trailer talk. I have opinions too, but I
Okay.
want you to
Well,
lead, so I'll follow your
I got
lead.
a little bit of whiplash just now because I found out who directed this, but I will get it more into that here momentarily.
So let's hear about it.
So this first trailer is for Whalefall, which follows a scuba diver who, while looking for his father's remains, is swallowed by an 80-foot, 60-ton sperm whale and has just 1 hour to get out before his oxygen runs out. And this stars Josh Brolin, and you wouldn't know it from the trailers, but also Elizabeth Shue, Emily Rudd, but more importantly, our boy Austin Abrams, who seems to be having a wonderful year.
He
Um,
was in Weapons.
he was in Weapons. He wasn't in season 3 of Euphoria. Spoiler alert. But he's also in the upcoming Resident Evil movie.
That's right, he is.
So maybe he's about to
I
blow up.
so I won't talk about the trailer too much. I'll let you leave. But I was excited when I saw him. I was
Yeah,
like,
same.
oh, that
That
guy. I
guy.
don't know his name.
And I guess this is a reunion because they were both him and
In
Josh
Weapons.
Brolin were in Weapons. So there you go. So
Swallowed by a whale. Where have I heard this story before?
Tuna. Look, on paper I would have been like, oh, this just feels like one of those straight to streaming kind of shark movies in a way. But we've
Yeah,
seen,
sure,
there've been a few over the last few years recently. Or fucking what do you call it? That Megalodon, those Megalodon movies.
Oh
Look
yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
I've always been very compelled about. I've never read Moby Dick.
The Bible. No.
Moby Dick and the whale, and all of that, Captain Ahab, and so, but it's always intrigued me. And there was a movie called In the Heart of the Sea a few years back from Ron Howard that
You liked that
was
one.
about the story of Moby Dick. It was fine, but I have what is that phobia of like deep sea and the
The
monster?
lassophobia or
Yeah,
whatever, where it's
Melassophobia.
like the
So
not
this
molasses. No, that's
molasses
okay.
phobia. Uh,
Yep.
I got a phobia of molasses. Uh, but this trailer for me, I'm going to speak purely from my perspective here. I
Okay.
was watching this on my phone, and the first time I watched it on silence because again, I was just like, okay, let's see what it is. But
Okay.
like I watched it completely on silent, and everything I was seeing, I was just like, this is my nightmare. And I
Yeah.
was immediately taken with it. And furthermore, I thought it was like an incredibly fucking bold trailer. Like they literally deal such a this is like such a marketing swing to show you basically what feels like the opening action of this
Yeah.
movie. Like that is some confident shit right there. And it was very impactful when that title drops and then you get that glimpse of him later. You're just like, oh. And they're
Yeah.
really promoting the 4DX experience on this
Oh,
trailer. I don't know about
right
that.
away.
I've never
I know.
I've never done
I think
4DX, but
Luis has done it on a few movies,
Did it for
and he seems
Twisters,
to be a
right?
fan. Yeah, and I think it was immediately as soon as it popped up in 4DX, I was like, ah, yes, this would be a movie to
Yeah.
do that. The whole him like rolling around the rocks, being like dragged on the ocean floor before he gets swallowed, the fighting of the whale
Yeah.
mouth, the squid grabbing his leg, like the spray of the ocean, baby. This is 4DX, dude,
Yeah.
rumbling
Oh my
around. You know what I
god.
mean?
Yeah.
I think this is the way to see that movie.
Ve
And Luis talked up Twisters so much that I looked up a showing. We just never could go.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, needless to say, I'm on board for this movie. Like,
Yeah,
this could be one of those cases where, like, they literally just showed you the best bit. And I feel
possible.
like, again, like, when you're dealing with, something as direct as this guy is about to be swallowed by a whale. So on top of that, you've got already visual expectations. Like if the visuals on this look like shit, you're off. But I think there was enough here in the trailer that made me like, oh god, that looks pretty. Like when you first see the whale coming out of the darkness, chills. Like I could not handle it. I was just like, the yeah, I'm here for it. And the visual, the imagery of like the squid getting eaten by the whale, like squid and the
You
whale.
know what? I also think that showing that moment, it helps because the premise is so batty, you know?
Yeah,
Like dude gets swallowed by a whale. Everyone's going to be making the Jonah jokes. But also there's like a sense of like most whales are not going to like swallow a human even by accident, and so like logically there's going to be like that leap you have to make to justify it. And I think them showing it right away was just like, oh, I see how we're doing this. Like the whale wasn't going after him at all. It was just kind of just a bit of circumstance that
right.
happened.
But
So
it's like a double threat at the same time because it's
yeah,
swallowing these two living creatures whole.
right.
Um,
And what's going to happen in the belly of the
the
beast?
belly of the whale. Find Pinocchio down there. Find
I
Geppetto.
This is one that I think, yeah, like you said, that will either be the best part of the movie,
Yeah,
and then the rest of it'll suck,
yeah.
or the best is yet to come,
Right.
and you don't need to see another trailer.
Here's my
Just
thing.
go
This is what they could do,
see it.
and given the casting, but like when I started seeing like, oh, Elizabeth Shue is in this as well, and like, okay, how are they going to do this? Is this going to be like 127 hours where a lot of the
Oh
time
yeah,
after the accident, we deal with a lot of flashbacks and shit like that? It's like, how did we get to this moment? And yeah, but God, it has me intrigued. Now, here's the thing that gave me a little bit of whiplash. This is coming from Brian Duffield. Does that ring a bell to you, Miguel?
no,
Um, he was, let's see, was he a director? Okay, he wasn't a director, but he was a producer on Cocaine Bear.
my boy, my bear,
My bear.
let's go.
So for me, I
Okay,
was just like, ooh, I thought he directed
you
it
know
for a
what?
minute, but that was Elizabeth Banks, of course.
That's true. That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
It's one of those things where Todd Phillips, did The Hangover, and then he went and did that really good Joker movie that
right,
everyone
exactly.
loved. Okay. So it could be one of those things where it's like they got a couple in the bank
Yeah.
where they can actually put forth something,
Yeah. I mean,
but
again,
we'll see.
there's a lot of really strong imagery. It's not just like the situation that's like intriguing, but like
Yeah.
the opening shot, the waves and the rocks, and then like I said, with the whale in the water, like there's a lot they could do with this that really like could be fucking
Do
intense
you do you think Josh Brolin picks bad movies?
to try and make them better. or just like in
No,
general? You
no.
know,
I was not thinking of that. I'm asking in general because I don't really think of Josh Brolin as picking bad movies.
yeah, that's
And
true.
so for him to sign on to something like this, there's something there probably. But I might be wrong because you could be like, no, Miguel, think about this movie, this movie, this movie. You're like, oh yeah, the movie did suck.
Yeah.
But I can't think of something off the top of my head. Most of the time when I see Josh Brolin, he's pretty good.
I mean, honestly, like a majority of his roles over the last, let's say, 5 years have all been bangers. Uh,
Yeah.
you've got The Running Man, take or leave it, but you got Wake Up Dead Man, Weapons, the Dune movies, obviously, Avengers.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
Was he bad
Huh.
in the Running Man though?
No,
Like
he
the
wasn't
Running
bad.
Man
No, not
as
at
a
all.
whole might have been a little whatever, but
Yeah.
he wasn't the problem.
No,
So that's what I mean. It's like I hear what you're saying when you see like a director attached that you're like, ooh. But just a part of me is like, well, if the creatives that are all signing on to it,
yeah. And I may have jumped the
they
gun because like I said, I thought he had directed Cocaine Bear, and I
he
briefly
was a
forgot.
writer or a producer or what was
Producer,
it?
just a producer. So that
Okay.
could mean fuck
I mean,
all.
come on, everyone was having a little bit of fun with
Yeah,
Cocaine
and
Bear.
again, like I said,
You knew what it
there's
was.
nothing about this trailer that gave me. I was just surprised at how taken I was with it. I went home, and I don't always do
Me
this,
too.
but I went home and I showed it to Sarah too. I was like,
Yeah.
this is fucking wild. And she was like, it feels like they showed us all the good
Right.
action. I was like, yeah, I can see that, but also leading with that is fucking bold. Like I said, I'm impressed at that kind of level of bold marketing. So let's see if it pays off. I'm sold personally, until, maybe it comes out and maybe it's shit, who knows. But as of right now, you've got me. Um
Predictions. You think he's gonna die in the belly of that whale, or you think he's
oh,
gonna make it?
what do you think is gonna I don't know. I feel like Uh, that's an extra tough pill to swallow if your protagonist dies.
Yeah.
So
Also,
that would be
because
pretty sad,
the whale is not like a bad guy. The whale is
right?
just like
It's
living
nature
his life.
versus man.
Yeah, the man versus nature, and it's like I just don't see him dying in any sort of way that like,
How about this? I'll just say the squid will die.
well, that squid's dying. That squid's dead.
That's
He's gonna
The
have to
squid is
the squid and him.
calamari.
The movie is more him and the squid versus anything. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, yeah,
Like
that's true.
him and the squid are just gonna be like, who's gonna die here tonight?
Or if we're gonna beat this guy, we're gonna have to team up.
I tell you what, man, squids, dude, the octopus, those creatures are incredibly smart.
Yes.
So I think that would be interesting to see.
And they scare
Obviously,
me too.
that would
Like
be
I'm genuinely scared of
yeah.
octopus and squids. So
Bro, I saw a video the other day where this like person helped like a small octopus. It was like stranded on the beach or something, and it got it back in the water.
yeah.
And they held their finger in the water like towards the squid as it was swimming off, and he reached back and like grabbed their finger like to say thank you and swam off, excuse me. And I was just like, dude, they're fucking smart as hell. And him grabbing that
Just
guy,
like,
I could
ew,
see it. Yeah.
get off, yuck.
Yucky.
Like flinging.
I don't know, man. I'm impressed that you're so into this. I hope that it's good. And you know what's crazy is this could be your Cocaine Bear. Like
Cocaine whale.
the movie that like no one's really into, but
Yeah.
Ed super is.
Yeah, I mean, gosh,
He'll get it on Framed in 5 years at
yeah.
number 1.
I like, me. I like my monsters.
Yeah.
There is a part of that, and I think again, just like the depths of the ocean are terrifying. So yeah, we'll find out.
Sorry, I just can't stop thinking about this now. First off, would you go scuba diving? Yes or no?
No, and technically, I physically can't because of my ear. I can't.
But if that wasn't the issue,
it would take a lot. It would take a lot. Like snorkeling in the crystal blue waters of some tropical paradise is one thing. I could do that, but like scuba diving, like this guy, like going into murky waters, no.
And then I guess my follow up is like, if you were swallowed by a whale, do you think you would survive?
No. Uh, I just think I would want to kill myself. Like, I wish I would dip.
And the whale's like, good job, because you're already doing it. All right,
Sorry I
cool.
didn't shoot. Like, it's like, couldn't have just like crunched on my head and just ended it right then and there.
I'll say this: there's a lot of things that scare me about the ocean. Whales aren't one of them. I think just because it's like one of those facts that are like whales are really smart, dolphins too. Like they seem to understand that you don't belong there,
Yeah.
and are not interested in like eating you.
I agree, yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
think,
so, I mean,
yeah.
some whales, I feel like maybe it's just because of Castaway or things like that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like a whale would help me. I feel like a whale
Yeah.
would sense that I am good enough hearted,
I think
you
if I
know?
ever saw a whale, like I've always, it's just, I think I'd just be in awe.
Oh,
Yeah. I
yeah.
think like
Him,
now
that
if I
first
was
shot
in
of
the
the,
water and I saw it coming towards me, yeah, I think I
yeah, yeah,
would
yeah,
be
yeah.
terrified.
I'd probably
Absolutely.
shit myself. But there was that shot of him kind of against the rock, like watching the whale, the sperm whale, like go up above you. What I would be more worried about for that situation is like the sounds that they make, those clicks that
Yeah.
those sperm whales make can hurt you. It's like the whatever it is, it's like it's strong, yeah, strong enough. That's what I think I've read. And so I was nervous about those things. But it's like a whale, as long as it doesn't like accidentally smush me, if I'm still and it just like swims by me, I think I would just like try to take that
Yeah.
moment in. I think I would be scared shitless, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I would also just be like, if I'm calm, I think it's going to be okay. A great white shark or some shit like that? No, I'm fucked.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
Panic swimming or whatever. I know you're not supposed to do that, but I just, you know, sometimes your impulses take over. Well, this is set to release in the United States October 16th, limited. So we shall see.
yeah.
Um, I'm looking forward to that. Now, are we looking forward to this next one? Miguel, when in 2010, David Fincher released The Social Network, did you?
Oh, I'm ready to talk. Oh, sorry. I got distracted by something that's going on my computer. Hang on
Oh,
one second.
sorry.
But dude, I am absolutely ready to talk about this movie. Go ahead.
Did
Sorry.
you think that we would be seeing a quote unquote sequel or follow up here 16 years later?
No, I'm going to tell you right now. Sorry, everything just got real bright on my end. Sorry. I This was one of those. First off, The Social Network is maybe a perfect movie. You know what I mean? Like it is. If not perfect, it's really close. You know, it is up there. It's David Fincher at some of his best. Obviously, David Fincher's got a lot of good. It's Aaron Sorkin at his best. Does it need another one? I don't think so. You know, and when they announced that they were making a sequel to this movie, I was a little like, I don't think we need that. You know,
Yeah.
um,
And like obviously the drama in the real world has continued. It didn't the life and surroundings of what's his name? I keep wanting to say Jeff Bezos.
Mark
Mark
Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg has, has continued. A lot of things have happened with him and, Facebook over the last few years. So it's not like it's an irrelevant topic. Um, but
But it does seem like a tough thing to follow, you know. And here, in lieu of David Fincher directing this movie, we're getting
Aaron
Aaron
Sorkin,
Sorkin
yeah,
directing it. Listen, Aaron Sorkin is a great writer. Okay, well, some would argue. I think Aaron Sorkin's really good.
I think he's a great
He's
writer.
produced some of the greats,
Yes.
in the last 30 years. Okay, but someone made a good note that like Aaron Sorkin is kind of his best when he's paired with a director who's also,
Knows
you
how to
know,
execute. Yes.
yes. And so I do think there will be a drop off in quality for this movie, and it's just kind of the way the game is played.
Almost like
Unfortunately,
a little bit of mimicry, uh, if that's the right word.
yeah.
Uh,
What? Because he's got a very distinct writing style,
yes,
but what's his like visual language? What's
right.
his directing style?
And
Um,
what works about The Social Network, is David Fincher's, aesthetic coldness, uh, that went with the subject,
worked.
and, like, the
Yes.
writing was cold and sharp and cutting, and I mean, that's generally you could say that about a lot of Aaron Sorkin's writing is, like, the like he did Steve Jobs, he did The West Wing. Like occasionally he could be sentimental, but his dialogue, like battles, if you will, are top notch always. It's like it's he writes like everybody's the smartest person in the room
Yeah,
always, and that's sometimes it can be a little grating. He wrote Moneyball, you know. He
loved Moneyball.
you love Moneyball. It's like
Fucking love
the guy
Moneyball.
knows how to write a fucking
Yeah,
movie.
I think the script will probably be pretty good. It is just like capturing the right feel.
The
I'm a little
essence
hesitant
without
about
feeling derivative. That's the biggest thing. I feel like
yeah.
if the social network didn't exist, this wouldn't feel so derivative. I just feel like if you called
Well,
it something else, like if Aaron Sorkin just wanted to go back to that kind of material
yeah.
and then just called it something else, I don't know.
Well, I mean, even if it's not, a follow-up to Social Network, the trailer is kind of by the numbers on some things. There's good beats in the trailer. Then there were moments. I watched this trailer a lot today, actually, like maybe 5 or 6 times
Yeah.
because I just was like, I kept wanting to come back to it because again, I love the Social Network so much. And I'm rooting for this movie. But I mean, yeah, it's like, the journalist is breaking the story and it's like the big corporation. And it's like, it's not 100% new, but it's also, it gives the benefit of the doubt of it being like real life. So you're like, okay, there's something here. But the comments, surprisingly, when I was YouTube, Reddit, Instagram, whatever, where the multiple places I watched the trailer, the comments are leaning heavy towards, wow, Jeremy Strong really nailed that voice of Mark
Yeah.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
And there is an intensity about him as an actor that could lend to this project.
Yeah.
Some people are a little cold on Jeremy Allen White and Honora. I'm blanking on her name. And Mickey,
Mickey
what's her name, Ed?
Mikey
Mickey Rooney.
Madison. Mikey Madison.
Mikey
Mickey
Mikey
Rooney.
Madison. Sorry, I apologize.
Academy Award.
Recent Oscar winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are skeptical about her, or you said?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Well, so
Oh
the
shit.
opening of the trailer.
Sorry.
You good?
Yeah, my chair just went into recline. I wasn't ready. Sorry. Yeah. All right.
No, that happens to the best of us. No, she's got a line. The opening of the trailer is her and Jeremy Allen White, the reporter, sitting down, and she's the whistleblower. He's the reporter.
That's right.
And she has this line of dialogue. She's like, before I even get into it, I just want to say, and then her next line of dialogue is something along the lines of like, I have a hunch you're not a fan of Facebook. I have a hunch you're not a fan of Facebook. And if you go back and you watch that trailer, people really had a hard time like understanding what she said in that line.
Yeah.
And so I think people were just kind of noticing that right away, like
Maybe it's just
what
like a cut or an edit that just
an edit
didn't
or
come
something that
across
just
right.
doesn't quite. Yes, yeah. But a couple of the comments were just like they seem like they're in a different movie. I really think the issue is people also don't like Bill Burr. People have really cold on Bill Burr recently, and I think Jeremy Strong is going to be the standout performance that people really cling
I think
to for
so.
this.
It feels like that. It feels like
Yeah.
the kind of like Sebastian Stan as Trump in The Apprentice like a year or two back.
Shout out Jeremy Strong also in that.
Also
too.
in that, yeah, got his Oscar. So yeah,
I think the thing that's going to kind of keep people back from him a little bit is that he just doesn't look like Mark Zuckerberg. In fact, he just looks even more like Jeremy Strong, but with a blonde, like muffin top, like wig thing that he's wearing. But the voice is almost identical. Like if you close your eyes, you could be like, yeah, I think that's
there were a lot of
Mark
moments in this
Zuckerberg.
trailer where I was just like, yes, I hear it. Maybe I don't see it because he also no disrespect to Jeremy Strong, he's a fantastic actor, but he does whenever they announce this, he also just seems like a little old for the role, and it's not like they're doing a lot to counter that, and that's fine because again, he's like a more than capable actor. So really, I'm here for the performance.
Yeah.
But it is interesting.
It's one of those things where if the actor can capture the essence of the person they're trying to portray, it does a lot,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
You can kind of your brain can kind of you can trick your brain into it, you know, after you start the movie, you know. But
Yeah.
there's just a couple shots I agree, and it's like I'm no spring chicken, but yeah, he does look just like a little old for the role.
Yeah.
But it's so intriguing that I'm like, okay, I have to see it. I am a little worried. I don't know if it's actually going to be good. But I'll tell you what, like I said, I watched the trailer like 5 or 6 times today because I just couldn't stop. I was like, this is kind of a good trailer.
For the
Uh,
yeah, okay. Well, yeah.
yeah, yeah. It builds, and then like the final like outburst at the end. It's like, okay,
Yeah, yeah.
let's see how it goes. And you know what? I like Jeremy Allen White, dude. People are like back and forth on him.
Yeah. You
I just think
loved
there's
him
something
in
about him.
Mandalorian, my god.
Oh my god, actually I did. But there's just something about him where I'm just like, dude, I think you're like a movie star from like a different era, you know, like
Yeah.
he just like he feels like the 70s and 80s, and I don't know why, I just like I like him. And when he shows up in something, I don't hate it. Um Someone was like, he plays this type of role really well. And it's like I kind of agree. Is it a bunch of range? Are we seeing him like in some wackadoodle character? No,
Yeah.
but he carries it. He carries it well.
He
So
does. Yeah. I think at the
the
very
one
least we'll have some good dialogue, some
yeah,
strong acting,
yeah.
and it's not a bad group of actors, you know. I'm never like I never come out of a Aaron Sorkin movie thinking like that was complete shit. I just think
Sure,
his
sure, sure.
direction is a little generic. The writing is always strong, and like I said, it's
Yeah.
always like good dialogue scenes, you know. And this has like a good crew: Jeremy Strong, Bill Burr, Mikey Madison, Jeremy Allen White, Wunmi Masaku.
I love her.
Yeah,
I
Nelson
love her.
Franklin. Like it's a good. I think it has a good, strong cast. Oh, and Betty Gilpin from Glow. Are you familiar with her? Yeah, I love her too. She's great. So it'll be, you know, I'm open to it. I'm sure I'll end up seeing it. Um, but yeah, just I wasn't like completely wowed or convinced by it, I guess.
You know,
But I
it's
knew
one
it'd
of
be
those
a
things
strong talking point too.
where I'm trying to separate the two movies is I can't remember who said it, but it was like not quite a sequel, but like a spiritual sequel type vibe.
Yeah.
Where it's like when it's not Jesse Eisenberg, who also was just like not 100%. Someone had a really great comment where they were like, Jesse Eisenberg wasn't doing what do you call it, an impersonation or whatever of Mark
Right.
Zuckerberg. He was doing an interpretation of Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, he was making choices that were like, he's not 100% Mark Zuckerberg, but
It's
you
the
can see Mark
persona.
Zuckerberg in that. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think this one's kind of the other way around where they're trying to make him more like the real person. And I think it's one of the things where it's like I'm gonna have to maybe just like watch them separately. Like I have to like not see them as sequels. These have to be like two separate
Yes,
projects,
I
you know?
think that's probably the intention, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's inevitable that people are gonna make that comparison, you know?
Do you think real quick, I mean, and this is just based on the trailer, I'm
Right, right.
not talking shit, but like, do you think Jesse Eisenberg would have been able to do this role justice? Or do you think he kind of really was more suited for that younger version of him?
I don't know. I like because he really did do a fantastic job with that, and I think he is a good actor. I Yeah, I don't know. I think it would have been interesting to see him follow up with it. Um,
I think he might have signed on if it was David Fincher. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't want to speak for him. Maybe I don't know, but
And we're already
it feels
getting
like
a
if it
David
was
Fincher movie this year too. So I mean, double whammy. And he's working with a Quentin Tarantino script this year. So
what an interesting
yeah,
comparison, dude. Yes, he's working on a Tarantino project,
yeah,
and Sorkin is like completing this like Sorkin Fincher project.
yeah,
You know, it's like it's like almost like alternate universes of these movies. You know,
yeah. And kind of sequels,
Think about
both
that.
sequels, kind of
Spiritual sequels, you know
spiritual
what I mean?
sequels. Yeah.
Dang, I hadn't thought about that. You're so
Ooh,
right.
we'll see. We're gonna see.
I don't know. I don't know.
Um, yeah.
What this movie will ultimately end up making me love more is the first movie. You know, I think I'm just
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
become like even harder of a fan of.
I think if it ties at all, I think the mistake will be if it tries to tie itself to the Social Network too much. Uh,
Yeah. I agree, and I don't think it
like
will. I think
Gladiator 2.
Sorkin's smart enough
I think so
to
too.
like write the sequel.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
think so too. I just Hollywood is such a cynical place. You never know. Um, yeah, so there you go. That one is coming out. Sorry, I thought I had it pulled up. Where is it?
you got it. You got it.
Oh, October 9th. Wow. So like a week before Whalefall. Um,
Perfect. Ed's gonna be in the theaters that week.
yeah, the social whale
He's
and
gonna come
the
back. He's
real
gonna be
whale.
like, "Cinema is
It's
alive."
alive inside the belly of a whale. All right, so that wraps up the trailers for this week. Miguel, you ready to talk about our feature discussion?
Dude, let's get into it. I'm glad we got to see it.
Yep.
Uh, Masters of the Universe. Okay,
Yeah.
were you a big fan of the cartoon or the movie that came out?
Yes. So the movie less so. I remember watching it like just happened to be playing on TV one night and I caught it. Um I didn't get to watch it all and it was not available most places. So I never got to like watch the whole thing again. I did rewatch it like in later years and at that point my snobby movie taste had kicked in. So I
Sure,
appreciate it
sure,
was,
sure.
but it was of that kind of genre that I tend to enjoy, which is like fantasy, sorcery, and warrior, and with a bit of sci-fi mixed into it too.
Yeah.
So it that really appealed to me. I was also like really into like villains. And Skeletor was one of those villains that I really like. I loved the idea of like a villain with a skull face. Uh, can't get more evil than that, right? And this movie definitely illustrates that. But I would watch the cartoons whenever it was on. I want to say I did have like maybe one or two of the action figures that I'd go from like a flea market one time or something. But
I was gonna say to date us a little bit. Masters of the Universe was a little bit before our time, but
yeah,
not by much.
right,
And Masters of the Universe was definitely a toy that you would have seen like second and third hand. You know what I
100%.
mean?
Yeah,
At like a garage
like super
sale, and
muscular,
yeah,
whatever.
and just it's such an '80s character, you
100%.
know, that
Yeah.
it's just like you didn't really see that a lot in our cartoons. Like
No.
them and Thundercats were kind of of the same era,
Yes. Yeah.
and it's like you knew of it, and it would come on in
Yeah.
like a rerun or whatever type setting, but it was never like our shows looked like that, you know.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But it was
And so
one that would just like play incoherent, like it wouldn't be like, oh, and continuing from last week, it would just be like
no, you would have,
a random episode. And they've
and and it would be one of those shows, yeah, like where you would maybe catch an episode as a kid, and for me at least, I'd be like, I have no idea who these people are,
yeah, exactly.
and I'm barely comprehending like where we are in this story,
But
you know,
each episode were like had the
contained,
same beats,
you know.
yeah, exactly. And then of course Kevin Smith kind of did a revival through Netflix of the series, and did like a newer rendition of the animated show. Did you ever watch any of those?
No, when was
I watched a
this?
couple of those. It was like just a few years ago, and
Damn, he's probably kicking himself right now.
but I mean, it was the episodes I watched. They were fun. I mean, nostalgic and whatever. Just and I know for a fact because I keep up with this kind of stuff. But like the Masters of the Universe movie has been in the talks for, as far as I can remember, like at least 10 years. Like they've been trying to get Hollywood has been trying to get this movie done. So Travis Knight apparently was the one to do it. He is famous for directing Cubo and the two strings.
Oh,
So mostly
okay.
animation. Um, and Bumblebee, I guess, was live action.
But you know what? People loved both those
People
movies.
really
Like they
did,
might
yeah.
not have been like super mainstream, but
Right.
they had a following, both of those.
Yeah, I think generally well received by like critics as well. So, yeah. Look,
Let's get
I
into it. Come on.
okay. So yes, I think of the three of us, I was really quite looking forward to this. And I took my daughter to go see it. The first thing I noticed upon walking into this movie, I just happened to
Okay.
double check because we were debating getting snacks or not, was that this movie was 2 hours and 20 minutes.
220, dude.
And I can tell you right off the bat, it didn't need to be. This is not
No.
this subject, this character, this show did not require a nearly 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah, and you know what? Separate of this movie, when you're gonna do something like this, where you're gonna bring kind of like a non-mainstream IP to audiences for the first time, you know what I mean? Because I mean, the '80s were a while ago, okay, and the fans that would like truly would have been excited for this, you know, are up there. Okay, so if you're
Or
essentially
dead.
introducing it to a new no, I didn't say that. Introducing it to a new audience, 220, it could have been a little tighter. Okay, just like really hit the beats and showcase.
Yeah, 100%.
But I will say this: I don't know how you and your daughter did, but I took my boy because he was excited and he wanted to go see it, which kind of blew my mind because he was quoting the trailer and I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
And 220 is and what I kind of said to you was like when I go into a movie with him, I look at the time immediately
Yeah.
because it's like I know
Just
my
like
limit.
I think at some just in my head, I was just like, "There's no way it's more than 2 hours. There's just no way."
I love
Like
that.
leading and there,
I
but just
love
like
that
on the off
confidence.
chance, I was just like, it's 7 o'clock. Maybe she'll get hungry through it. We had a bit of candy, but she wanted popcorn, so I was like,
Yeah.
okay, let's definitely grab some popcorn. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I checked. But it did. I did have to kind of like readjust a little bit there. So
Yeah. I was surprised. He sat through the whole thing, and that was something he was like proud about afterwards. Was just
nice.
like, oh, I sat through the whole movie. I was so excited for it. I was like, okay, because we had seen earlier that week, we saw that Nate Bargatze movie, and he was squirming through that. And what I mentioned last week was just like it just didn't quite connect with him. But this one he was super into, and it made me enjoy it that much more because I could have missed this one. I was not like I wasn't clamoring for this movie. But because he had so much fun, it made me have fun watching it. I walked away like really enjoying like Skeletor. And to talk about it right now, that sucks because like I hate Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Like like I do not want to be a Jared Leto fan.
Yeah. But literally,
And
you
but
would not know.
you wouldn't have known that
Yeah.
that was
It
him.
could have just been any guy, straight up. The way that they clearly do stuff to the voice, the physicality of him. They just got like this padded muscle suit as well
Yeah.
as like a computer
There's
generated face. I
there was a moment where he like jumps through universes or whatever, like where he like shows up at Adam's office and he's like, "What is this place?" You know, and that is a moment where a different actor would kind of maybe demand like, "I want to be seen here. Like, I don't want to be in the getup. I want to be here." But you know, it's Skeletor, and I will give it to him for as egotistical as he seems and vain as he seems. They kept him in Skeletor gear. You know, like you never once saw the actor's face. And that made it more fun for me. I was like, okay, I am like bought into the Skeletor
of it all,
character.
yeah. Well,
Yes.
like, yeah. So let's get into it. I off the bat, uh I felt like I loved the character design, the look, aesthetic of this movie. I think there are some CGI moments that kind of let it down a little bit, but not so much that it really bothered me.
Yeah.
But like the characters, the costumes, everything was really singing to me. And on top of that, and arguably more importantly, was I felt like the action was done really well, especially when it came to like the He-Man moments and the duels and fights between him and Hookman, Hookman, uh, Trapjaw, sorry, Trapjaw, and then him ultimately with Skeletor later on. I thought they were really, really cool moments, and the kid in me got like giddy when it happened because I thought they nailed the execution of those moments and the build up to them as well. Um, so, and overall, I like the plot was okay. It kind of became this like chase movie. I think what my biggest problem with the whole movie ultimately was with the script, and more so with the dialogue and specifically the humor. Whilst they definitely did not take themselves too seriously, and I think with a property like He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, you can't. Um, I so they deliberately kind of just like poke fun at themselves. They have jokes about like, "Oh, why is Skeletor so bad?" He's like, "Well, because he has a skull for a face," and it's like, "Because I'm the bad guy," like like literally just those lines basically, which is all well and good, but I feel like just like the humor needed a bit more punch, a little more sharpness. A lot of the humor, quote unquote, like a lot of the gags were kind of like that. Ooh, awkward. Like if we all act like we're uncomfortable, then it's funny, but it's not really.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
it's just
That's
like
Marvel.
it was late.
Marvel
Yeah,
Marvel did
it
that,
was lazy writing, and I thought that it needed some more defining moments in between the action where like kind of like movies like Dungeons of Dragons, the recent one, was like really sharp. Like the humor in that was really good.
That is on my list. Don't tell me too much
I
because that
won't.
is on my list. I still haven't seen it,
Yeah,
but
no, no.
that's
But
that's on my
the
list.
humor in that is like spot on.
That's what I
And
hear.
and it's not like I said, it's not just like people doing uh just like
Uh-oh.
droning and mumbling bullshit. It's like
Yeah.
actual bits that get built upon. Um so I felt like that's what this movie was really lacking. So in some parts, it felt like it was dragging, like in between the action. But with that being said, uh, my daughter and I think we both had a really good kick from it. And that, like I said, the action for me at least paid off. I thought I enjoyed all of the characters mostly. I just feel like they were let down by the dialogue, frankly. And like it's okay to be cheesy, but like give them a little bit more than what they were doing on screen. And
Sure.
some bit like the pacing sometimes did feel a little off. Like we were on Earth like no time at all. I was surprised at how quickly they, which I'm
That
happy for. Like I'm okay with.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
you kind of want to get over the fish out of water element,
Yeah, like get them in there already,
but
you know.
yeah, I other than that, overall I had a good time with it. I thought it felt like most of the people were having fun. I just, they were trying to be funny. It just didn't feel funny. Like there were amusing moments, but nothing that really like, oh, that one bit was hilarious. Nothing like that
Yeah.
to me, anyway.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
The moment that sticks out to me is like Skeletor has that bit where he like has that rousing speech and then it goes like that was the moment you were supposed
it's
to
the
whatever.
crescendo.
And it
Yeah,
and right, and it just feels like yeah, it's okay. Okay, we're doing comedy right now.
right.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah,
But I just thought there were, what I went into it was thinking like I don't have any stake in this property at all.
yeah,
Like
sure.
I don't care about it. So like all of it was just kind of fun for me. It was
Yeah,
exciting to see it through my kid's eyes. He was he was like I said, he was quoting the trailer, but at the end of the movie, we were walking out and he just kept being like, I have the
yeah,
power. So it was like clearly impactful to him. And he came home telling my wife all about it. And I picked him up early from his like summer camp thing, and he was like, "Are we gonna go see Masters of the Universe?" And I was like, "Yes, we're gonna go see." So he was
That's awesome.
excited, and it
Yeah.
was like, okay, we grabbed the big popcorn, we grabbed the drinks,
Yeah.
and
Well, after the
it
movie,
felt
Lily saw the big display that they keep in the lobby.
yeah,
She was, "Oh,
yeah,
can we
yeah,
take
yeah.
a picture?" I was like, "Yeah, absolutely."
We do that all the time now, Ed. Like especially when it's the movie we're seeing, he
Yeah.
loves to like. I ask me, "Do you want to take a picture?" Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me get in there. And I think it's their age right now or
Yeah, of
whatever. But it's
course.
just
And
like
I mean, those things are cool. I wish I could take a picture with them.
I was watching it and I was going, you know what? This movie is not 100% for me. Maybe some of it's forgettable, but it's kind of like Minecraft last year or whatever, where it was like my kid is having so much fun
Yeah.
that
You're
I'm having
It's
fun because of it.
contagious.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, this is good.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was fun. And then like I came home and then like Fortnite was running Masters of the Universe in the shop. And the
Nice.
boy was
Yeah.
like, "Please, daddy, please.
Well,
Get the
hey,
skins,
you need
daddy."
to get him to watch the Netflix show, I guess, you know? Uh,
I'm blown away. This is the first time hearing about
yeah,
this, and
yeah.
that's wild to me.
So, yeah, obviously a little bit more updated animation and stuff like that, so it could be cool. He might enjoy it. I was thinking about,
He's
showing it to
into it.
Lily. She's just not been here this week. But yeah. And, yeah, I was having giddy fun with a lot of the moments. Like I said, all the He-Man moments I enjoyed. I thought that what's his name? Nicholas Galitzini. Let's go with Galitzini. Uh,
Galazzini, he's
Galitzini.
the Nicholas.
He's actually
He's the most
British.
Nicholas of them
Yeah.
all.
Oh man, and this is gonna.
He's very strong.
He's like he man. But
We
he
all want to be him. We all want to kiss him.
what? But nah, but you're gonna think this is lame and cheesy, but like the moment when he became He-Man the first time,
Yeah,
where like they even like like blew his hair up
yeah,
a little bit, and
yeah,
it just had like that. It was like that when Pan or when Peter Panning becomes Peter Pan and Hook. It's
yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Oh man,
You know what's
it's
coming.
one of
You
those
know.
moments, and the score was for me. I really enjoyed the score. I was feeling like Luis in F1 last year. It was just like this really hardcore 80s riff, and Brian
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
May from Queen, he was doing like the guitar solos on it that really sounded good. That really just sold it, and yeah, the action looked good, man. And I
yeah.
just seen Mortal Kombat a couple of weeks back, and
And you were a little hot and cold on that one. Yeah,
it was a little hot and cold. Like that one had some fun fights, and obviously it gets a little gorier. Again, that it's sometimes done for laughs as well as intensity, but it felt so staged. Whereas this one felt fantastical and like at least a part of the material and not just like force. I will say, uh, talking of that, and whilst I enjoyed everybody, I felt like Alison Brie as Evil Lynn was kind of short shifted. I felt like,
you know what?
and what sucks too is like right before or that day when we went to go see the movie, I scrolled across an interview she was doing to promote the film, and about her fight scene with Tila, who's played by Camila Mendez. Um, she was saying, "Oh yeah, like we trained for months and stuff like that,
No.
and then we had to like incorporate like heels and capes and stuff like that." And then like when it happened in the movie, I was just like, "Oh, it was over already. Like it was
Yeah.
over before it even got started." Like and you could like Alison Brie is one of those actors who can really relish like one of those theatrical, dramatic,
Yes.
and
Yes.
fantastical roles. Like
I had
I was
no idea she
excited when
was
she was
even
cast in it.
I had no idea. I had no
Yeah,
idea she was in it. And when I got into the movie and she was there, it was like, oh,
yeah,
okay. Let's
like
see. And then she's paired with, Skeletor and they're having fun together,
yeah, and there's a cool yes, there's a cool dynamic, there's a cool aesthetic.
Yeah.
I was totally sold on her character. I just wanted a bit more from it, and I don't know if did you guys stick around for the end credits?
Okay. So I want to talk about
to our
I want to
audience
talk about
spoilers,
this.
by the way. There are end credit scenes.
I want to talk about this. I do want to just generally talk about it, but then I want to get into something here in a minute. Okay, so
sure, yeah.
don't hop off this. Okay.
No.
Yes, we did. There was 3.
Yes.
2.
3.
3.
Yes.
Right. I think we saw 2 of them. Okay. And after the second one, I was like, whatever, we can go. The boy, he went pee during one of them, and I think it was the Allison Brie like picking up his skull.
Yes.
And he missed that one. And what was so funny is in the car on the way home, he was like talking about the sequel. Yeah, because I remember we talked about this. Like our kids now think every movie has a sequel to it, you know,
or an end credit scene. Yeah.
And he goes, yes, and he goes, oh, I think for the sequel, I wonder who the bad guy's going to be. And I was like, oh, probably Skeletor. I think he's going to come back. And he goes, no, because remember he died. And and I was like, yeah. And then he goes, maybe his like girlfriend will be the bad guy. And I was like, damn, dude, he didn't even see that scene. Like he was out in the bathroom, but he put 2 and 2 together. And I was like, dang, dude, all right,
Hollywood
man,
exec in the making.
Brother, man, I was so proud as hell, dude. And yeah, so we did see that one, but I do want to talk about something real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so the day that I texted you and I was like, hey, you saw it last night. I'm trying to maybe go see it today with my boy. I'm a little nervous about this, that, and the other. That day, the internet was on Threads. Okay, by the way, you're not on Threads.
I'm not on Threads, no.
But Threads was blowing up because the second post-credit scene is, spoiler alert, okay, the reveal that his sister is coming into the next movie, okay?
Point.
And the actress who played that role, you know, she kind of like the day the movie came out was like, I'm in this movie, I'm in the post-credit scene, and she showed clips of it, and the internet was ripping her apart. They were like, how dare you spoil this? You've ruined it. Yeah. We haven't even gone and seen the movie yet. But can I say something? With as angry as they were, I didn't know who the fuck that was.
I'll be honest, like I had as a fan, a quote unquote fan of the show, I didn't know. I didn't even know He-Man had a sister.
I don't think people are big He-Man fans enough to be like, that was a big ass spoiler. I think most audience members are gonna be like, okay. I was when I watched the scene.
Like the bigger one was that guy, that floating guy who I forgot the name of, but with the red hat, the red witch's hat and the eyes and shit. Okay. Like I was like, oh yeah, that guy. I don't remember your name, but yeah, that quirky character.
But that guy.
Yeah, like, you know, and that was really my experience with the whole movie, is just like recognizing these characters, the Idris Elba character, the Lackjaw, Slackjaw, whatever the fuck.
None. Right over my head. I didn't know a single character, and I could tell they were like pointing like, oh, look at who it is, but I didn't know who they were.
Yeah.
And they were straight up on the internet that day that she posted that clip. Everyone was like, well, she's never going to work in Hollywood again. And I was like, whoa, okay. I didn't realize the He-Man movie was, you know, that.
No offense. And I mean this with the most respect, because I wanted this movie to do well enough so that we could continue seeing more of it. But like, I don't think this movie's made enough of a splash to garner that kind of response.
That's what I mean. And it was like, I just don't think, maybe it was going to come out and make $100 billion. But it's just like, we're this upset about this? Like, I don't think this is the thing that we need to get bent out of shape for.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't aware of that, you know, uproar, but or that she even did that. But yeah, no, I was more of just like, oh, okay.
Dude. I was sorry. My last thought on this, real quick, is because she spoiled something, and the topic of discussion was that she spoiled something. People wanted to be outraged by it, but they also didn't want to spoil the movie. So every tweet was like super vague. They were like, "I can't believe she did this," and I was like, who is she? And what did she do? Exactly, and then I had to like look into it, because I thought it was last couple of weeks ago. Benny mentioned like Millie Alcock kind of talking shit about Supergirl. And I thought it was like a Supergirl thing. That was the first thing I went to. I was like, oh, she said something and people are picking up on it. And then when they were like, it was He-Man's sister in the post-credit, I was like, none of this matters to me. I don't care, you know?
Not
And people
enough, you
were
know what I mean?
mad,
Yeah,
mad,
yeah.
Ed. And I was just like, I didn't understand.
We saw it on a Thursday night, and I mean, we had a decent crowd, but man, I like there were a couple of people who were just like, yeah, you know, kind of thing. But nothing. This wasn't. No offense, it just wasn't that level. We're not there yet. I think this was more of a nostalgia trip and more of like you know, spot your favorites kind of deal. And that for me, they captured the essence of Masters of the Universe. It's something that's not to be taken too seriously. It's the big thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just like you've literally got the villain making jokes like my whole plot is because I'm the villain, and what else am I supposed to do? You know,
Yeah.
like come on, why are you getting so upset?
Like this is gonna be okay.
Another thing that I kind of, you know, just nitpicking really, but and I'm blanking on the just like the green cat tiger. Like I wanted more of it. And I appreciate
Dude,
maybe not they couldn't, I don't know, but I was like, just as like we had that He-Man moment about midway through, like come on, go that extra mile and have him on the green tiger and like charging at the
it was so little.
so
I
little.
mean, he shows up at the beginning as a little kitten, and we have this orange cat in my house, and I like nudged the boy, and I was like, it's like Murphy, you know, if Murphy was a little tiger. And then that was like our fun bit watching the movie. But then it was like the tiger never showed up again until literally the very end of the movie.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay,
And even then didn't get
he's
like
in
a
the
lot of
promotion.
action. Yeah, exactly.
No, no, I was
Yeah,
expecting way more.
yeah.
And then, yeah, it's like, okay, we could have cut a couple things and brought him in,
Brought
right?
him
But maybe
in,
we didn't
right?
have the
Like
budget.
I could have like lost half the. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed Idris Elba in the role. But frankly, like he could have done that role in his sleep. But like they could
Yeah,
have like lost a bit of the like he's like a failed warrior. Like we've seen that trope a lot of times. Like
yeah,
keep it fun, keep it light, keep it moving, get to the action, and just yeah. And for the most part, it achieved that for me. This movie, I think you know, it's just like a lot of. I think the attitude going into it for a lot of people was just like, for people who recognize it, it's just like, who needed a Masters of the Universe movie? You know, it's like, oh, it's another
yeah,
franchise. I know you and Luis, leading up to it, a lot of the talk was like, it's like a little Guardians of the Galaxy, yada yada. I did not feel that personally whilst watching it. I thought like it
true.
had enough of it, like, and but that's also the MCU of it all too. Is like that. That's just kind of how a lot of these movies are made these days. Is kind of like on, you know, on the green screen, kind of building up these fantastical worlds, and then you
Yeah.
incorporate like real like world stuff as well, and not to mention like contemporary humor and stuff to it. So it's just like that mixed bag, but overall I was entertained by it. I wanted it to do better. Maybe it'll have some legs, I don't know. It's unlikely. Like I wanted it to do enough to where you know, yeah, we could maybe see more of these, and maybe, you know, either with the same director or a different director, like just expanding on those really more successful qualities of the film.
I think watching the movie and walking away from it, it deserves a sequel. I think it is fun enough and it has enough meat on its bones that you could see something else. I think, like, realistically, it might fade
Be
away
very
and you'll,
surprised.
yeah.
I'd be very surprised.
I think it's got a little bit of word of mouth, but not enough. I mean, if these like little independent horror movies are making such a splash this summer, this one isn't quite doing that.
Yeah, though I
Um,
will.
and
Yeah,
I think that people also really do not want to get behind Jared Leto, and it's hard. But
yeah. Well,
it's
that's
one of those things
yeah.
where it's like separate the art from the artist or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
I
he
mean,
actually does an okay job, I
well, and
promise.
again, you barely clock any of Jared Leto in the performance, if you will. Like,
No. He makes such strong choices. There was something really early on, I think it was the first time they showed his voice in the trailer, where I was like, "Oh, not only is he making bold choices as like for his voice or the character, but he's performing as though he is a skeleton who has no lips. And it's like, if you think of some of the lines of dialogue that you would have to say in what, you know, like your lips do so much work.
Yeah.
And then there was that you have the power, but you don't know how to use it. You know, like he says the "you" with his teeth.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that was
Use it.
you're making choices.
Yeah.
Like this isn't just like a vanity project. So
yeah,
I don't know.
like not even phoning it in. Like I think it felt like everybody was having fun.
Yeah.
It's just like I wish the people who wrote the dialogue had
As
a
much
bit
fun.
more, just like, you know, bring somebody in to doctor those jokes, you know what I mean? You know how like they always bring in comedians to kind of just like
Punch it up.
it up a little bit. That's what this movie needed, I think. I think this like they did a first run of it.
Yeah. It's one of those where I had a good enough time and my kid had so much fun that I'm just like, I wish there was going to be a sequel. And if they announce one, I'll be excited. Okay. But we'll see. Masters of the Universe out now. Go see it.
Go see it.
I don't think we're talking shit about it really. I had fun.
It was entertaining. Like you know, I will forever just like ever regretting, you know, having given Luis a hard time for this. But it's just like for me, this is to me what I'm sure maybe like the Flash was to Luis and you, as maybe I don't know.
Well,
a different kind of quality, maybe.
It's a burger. It's not a steak.
It's
a
burger, not a steak. It's the summer.
Right.
This is what the summer movies are about, kind of thing.
You know what's crazy is two thoughts is this really could have been. Oh, I had this thought. How did I phrase it? Like something to do with like in the 80s or 90s, these types of characters would be introduced because there was like a plethora of those characters. This feels like that moment where it could be like the B-list movie squad for like superhero movies, MCU, DC, whatever. It could be like the B-list of that. But it just didn't commit to a certain way. I'm blanking on my thought. I don't know. I think it's better than The Flash. I think it was a little more solid than that movie. Okay,
fantastic, fantastic.
But you get the idea where it's like, dude. What I was gonna say was like in a world where we live in this like 24-hour news cycle, summer movies have to be like popcorny, but they have to be the superhero. They have to be the $250 million. They have to run 3 hours. Like this movie could, in a alternate universe, I think this movie could be good if it was like the movie of the summer, you know?
Yes.
It's just unfortunately not the reality we live in.
This may have done better in like a March slot or something, like earlier on, maybe when people are just kind of dipping their toes back into going to movies again.
Yeah. I will say, you know, I had been complaining because taking my kid to the movies this summer, it's like I need the thing to come out already. And I was glad that this came out somewhat early in the summer. But I just don't know if it's going to have the legs. Go see it, you guys. You know, don't worry if you miss it in the theaters. It'll be on VOD probably in 2 weeks. Okay,
yeah.
So you can see it there. Would you pay $20 to see it at home? Like on VOD, you know? Like if you were like
I like there's a part there's always
I got the family in town. We need something to throw on.
Movies where I've been like, oh, I can't wait until it comes to streaming. I have to purchase this now. You know, a few exceptions here and there, like where I actually just go out and purchase the thing. But yeah, no, I'll just wait patiently. Yeah, I see this in theaters again. Sure, why not? I don't think I'll have time, but I just, I wasn't.
You know what's crazy is I think my kid may be like, hey, I want to go. My in-laws are coming into town this week, and there's a part of me that's kind of like, ooh, should we do a boys' night with my father-in-law and the boy and me? Like, I think we could go see this movie again. I think that might be kind of fun. But we'll get into it. That's our feature discussion. Masters of the Universe, you guys.
Masters of the Universe.
We saw it.
Again, we saw it. Go see it.
And it's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's just not great either, you know?
But it's fun.
It's fun.
And it's kid friendly.
Surprisingly so. I was a little nervous about that. That was something me and Ed talked about a lot because his daughter is just a little bit older than my kid, but not by much. But the kids enjoyed it.
Got like a little she got a little scared up top when Skeletor attacks the first time.
Okay.
You know, all those characters are in danger. Once it like got moving, she was into it and she had a good time with it. I asked her what her favorite thing was, and she was like, "The cat." I was like, "That fucker was barely in it. What are you talking about?" But you know, to each their own. So yeah, all right, go out and see that. It's in theaters. Well, Miguel, bring it home. What did you?
Dude,
that was my what we're into basically. Otherwise, I've just been watching Taskmaster.
What's that show? You love that show.
I do love that show. I've been watching a lot of Spielberg and Nolan movies, but other than that, it's just kind of all quiet on the front.
I love that you're getting excited for Disclosure Day and then the Odyssey later this year. So I love it. And some of our greatest directors. For what we're into, I have been prepping my boy for two things this year. Okay. We've been doing the MCU so that we can watch Avengers Doomsday at the end of the year.
Right. Yes.
Okay. But we've also been on the offshoot of Spider-Man movies because Spider-Man Brand New Day is about to come out. And I want to show him No Way Home right before Brand New Day. Okay.
Yeah.
And in order to do No Way Home,
we
have to watch a lot of Spider-Man movies. Okay. It's one of those things where it's like, it feels a little like homework, but at the same time, my boy is having such a good time. We just finished last week Spider-Man 1, 2, 3, the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans, Tobey Maguire. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
We've done
but not the amazing.
And no, we started the Andrew Garfield one. We're about an hour into it. And surprisingly, he's into it. I kind of think he just likes Spider-Man. You know, like anytime Spider-Man shows up, he's just like having a good time.
Yeah.
But we did 1, 2, 3, the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans, and I gotta say, mostly solid trilogy. Okay.
Yes. You all know what happened at the end.
I think a lot of people think that Spider-Man 2 is the best one. But on the rewatch of all three, I think for me personally, my favorite absolute is a Spider-Man. The very first one. Okay. It's, Tobey Maguire's first outing.
Yeah.
It's the whole Uncle Ben, Aunt May storyline. Green Goblin. Why am I blanking on his name? Is so good.
He's so good.
Is so good. And Alfred Molina is really good.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. He is also really good.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
But there is something so tasty about
Willem Dafoe.
And there's a reason why they brought both of them back for No Way Home. You know what I mean? And some of the other characters that we saw in No Way Home were just the CGI versions. They didn't bring back the actors,
Right. Yeah.
Like there's a reason why they came back. They are both really good. But for me, my money's on number one. It's just such a great origin story.
Yeah.
It's one that I've seen 100,000 times. I'm quoting the lines while they happen.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, my kid was into all three of them. I thought 2 was going to be a little scary for him, but he was like, no, I want to keep watching. Okay.
That's good.
And then the end of that movie, he sacrifices himself. He was super into it.
Yeah.
And then the third one, which I came into being like, I hate this movie. I don't want to watch it. I was ready to skip it, but he was like, Daddy, please, can we watch this one?
Yeah.
I was ready to go. So mine was going to be Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2. Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
No Way Home. That's my list.
Yeah.
But we got to 3 and he was like, I really want to watch number 3. And we did. And he fucking loved it. And I got to say, watching through his eyes was a little more helpful.
Yeah.
But there are some things that it's just this is unforgivable.
Seeing his reaction on certain things.
Yes. And I think this movie, Spider-Man 3, this is the one I'm going to talk about the most. Spider-Man 3 just really needed another pass on the draft.
Yeah.
I think we could have cut some things. I think we could have fine-tuned some things.
Yeah.
I think the themes are there, I think him him having this like revenge angle, um, Harry Osborn having the revenge angle. I think there's something there. Like we really could work with that, but because it's so fucking hokey at times,
Very
it's
hokey.
just like this movie sucks, dude.
I think
I think like
there was controversy around the time, right? It was like a lot of studio interference or something like that. Like they were
yes,
trying
yeah,
to,
yeah, yeah. And there's this idea that it's too many villains, but there's actually I think a version of this movie where every villain works for the
yeah,
movie, but it just and like thematically, like I said, like I think there is a theme, like a through line for this movie
yeah,
because the last act when they all fight in that tower or whatever,
yeah.
there's something that works. And I felt a moment when Harry dies at the end. I felt something about that.
Yeah, yeah.
But the other thing I fucking hated is like,
Pay for Grace.
he's like not even the worst part about that movie, you know? Like, then there's something about every single movie. There's like a news moment where Spider-Man and the big bad guy fight, and there's
Yeah,
always Mary Jane right in the middle of it. I wish we would have like fine-tuned the whole Mary Jane thing. I think Kirsten Dunst is fantastic as Mary Jane. I think she's a great actress, but there was just something about the way that she's always the damsel in the
yeah.
movies, and the third one feels the most
Tried.
like just like we've done this, and I
Yeah,
think she deserves better than this, you know.
yeah, definitely.
um and the through line for her character is like she's a failed Broadway actress and she's in this jazz club, and he shows up in the thing is the emo Spider-Man dude. That's the thing is like, you know, it's like that's one of the most like dated things of the whole movie
Yeah,
is his bad guy persona is like that flipping hair like emo
evil.
kid,
Yeah,
and it just it really dates itself. It just does not look good, and I think it's a little bit of like they didn't know how to make Tobey Maguire look cool, you know. Even though like he's got this like hard edge to him that we've like
yeah.
learned in his like personal life, I just think it they didn't quite capture
Genuinely,
it there.
I think literally that was a point of um what's his name? Sam Raimi.
Raimi,
I feel like that was kind of like his retaliation to he was
the
just like,
studio,
I'm getting told to do all of this stuff, so I'm gonna get silly with it." Because he
sure,
relishes that kind of campiness, especially throughout
yeah, yeah, yeah.
all of his movies. There's this kind of campiness. So I think he really was just like in a kind of fuck it mode. He was probably
I get that, and
contractually obliged to make the
when
film.
like part two was so good and so well received, I just feel like three just kind of overstayed its welcome.
Yes.
And I could get that everyone on board was kind of like over it. But everyone talks about like that dance scene where he's like, "Bam, bam, bam, bam," and he's doing that. And that sucks. But like the jazz club where he like jumps on the piano and like embarrasses her there, that sucks too.
Yeah.
He's in the apartment lobby, like on the phone with Dr. What's his name, Connors.
Yeah.
And he's like talking to the other girls, like, make me some more cookies, like go in there and bake cookies. That whole scene sucks. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, dude, I understand what we're doing with the whole Venom storyline because I just played Spider-Man 2. What was that, a year or two ago,
Yeah.
where I
Yeah.
would not shut up about that. And he does, and that whole Spider-Man 1 and 2, the video game, are so much better than Spider-Man 3 as a whole. Okay.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those where I hated the movie. I hated watching it. But then my kid was like, I love this movie. I'm having so much fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's fine.
That's the important
I
thing.
was, yeah, you know, and
And
at least now you know, because we're going to go into No Way Home and he's going to understand
one day he'll hate it.
um,
He'll see the flaws.
Sandman. Do you know what? Fine. Well, okay. You know, when we were kids, Batman and Robin was so poorly received that when you got a little older, you would say like Batman and Robin was terrible, the
Right.
Schumacher movie. Okay. But then as an adult, I go back and I watch that movie and I'm like, oh, I think I just wasn't looking at it through the right lens. You know,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
campy, it's fun, it is doing a certain thing. I don't think Spider-Man 3 is going to be like well received in 20 years. Like it just
Very little
really
love.
damaged the brand. And
Yeah.
I'm glad that they brought them back in No Way Home to kind of like give them more meat, you know, to
Then
work with.
yes. Yeah. I agree. I know like that, especially coming off the second one, because at that time that was 4 years before The Dark Knight. and everybody was saying like Spider-Man 2 was the greatest
The best.
superhero
Yeah.
movie of all time.
Yep. Yep.
Uh, and I resisted it because I wasn't ever as big a Spider-Man stan growing up. Like I enjoyed Spider-Man certainly, but there was that stubborn teenage angst where I was just like, yeah.
Can I say I just didn't like I did not connect with Spider-Man 2 in the same way as like number 1.
No, I
Like
mean I've seen it since, obviously, and I love it. I think it is really a great film, but I also think the first one is great. Uh,
yeah.
Genuinely, yeah. I told you that uh, Lily and I had watched the first one, and we've been talking about doing the second one, so it might actually happen this weekend.
Do it.
No, I want to. I've been looking forward to it. She's been looking forward to it. So, yeah, and then maybe it's time I finally watch the Andrew Garfield ones.
So I don't have it on the list. Let me talk about it real quick. Okay. We just started the first Amazing Spider-Man,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to do it because I've never seen it. And I told the boy that too. And I was like, hey, before we start this, I've never seen this movie. I have no idea if it's going to be good or
The
not.
first one?
And yeah, Amazing
Okay.
Spider-Man. No, I saw the second one with Chase. Shout out Chase.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. We went and saw Amazing Spider-Man 2 and we had thoughts. Okay. Um,
Had you seen the
but
first one?
I don't remember.
Okay.
But I'll tell you this, when I saw the first one with the boy this last week, there's a part of me that kind of likes it. Like I like that it's a new it feels very like Jason Bourne's a little too strong, but it's just like
Yeah. It's like,
there's like a 2009 like there's like a feel to it,
was it
that just kind of like
2009 when that came out?
no, but that's what I mean though. It's like 2000, I think it was 11 or 12 maybe when it
Yeah.
came out. But there's just like there's a feeling to it that still feels like that era, and it just kind of works because it's like his parents are these they work for Oscorp and they're killed on some like espionage, you know,
Mission.
and he goes and lives with his aunt and uncle, and they're the slightly younger. Um oh my God, what's his name? Charlie Sheen's dad.
Mutton.
He's Uncle Ben,
Right. And
and
Sally Fields.
Sally Field is Aunt May,
Yeah.
and you know what, man? They fucking rock, dude.
Yeah.
Like I buy
I
it
mean,
right away.
oh yeah. I mean,
They're so good.
that I remember that casting, and I was just like, yeah, makes sense.
That works.
That
That
works.
works.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield also works, and the thing about both these movies, Spider-Man 3 and Amazing Spider-Man 1, is they both have Gwen Stacy, and my boy is
Oh, that's
so
right.
into
It's Bryce Dallas
like
Howard in
Spider.
that movie, right? In Spider-Man
Yes,
3. Yeah.
yes, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he's so into Spider Gwen that he's like excited for her to show up. And I had to tell him, like, hey, straight up, like she does not show up. Like
As
Gwen Stacy does not become that character at all
no.
in these movies. And I had to like let you know that right away because I'm not trying to gas you up. Um,
She is
but
a damsel.
but
At least in Spider-Man 3.
there is something about Amazing Spider-Man 1 that I think kind of works.
Yeah.
And I like the suit. There is a bit of Amazing Spider-Man 1 that they're like trying to emulate the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies,
Yeah.
but like for a new quote unquote
Yeah.
Spider-Man. And it's like, okay, Sony is like, they're stuck in their ways. They haven't quite figured out the new groove yet. And I think
Right.
that's why people like Amazing Spider-Man 2 a little bit more, because like they try to swing and a miss of like changing the character up a little bit.
Yeah.
But there was something about it that kind of works. And so he's having a good time. So I think we're going to finish it and do Spider-Man 2 and just like fucking jump right into No Way Home. So that's
You're
what
not
we're
gonna do
going to do.
Homecoming or
No, because we've already done Tom Holland Spider-Man and all of the Avengers and Civil War and all of
okay.
that. And I feel like we could maybe do it, but I think the punch is going to be No Way Home,
Yeah.
Brand New Day,
Yeah, that's fair.
and just kind of leave it at
I mean,
that.
I think yeah. So he hasn't seen them before though? Like No Way
Like
Far From
Homecoming
Home and Homecoming?
no. And he may decide to do that, but
Because
there's
I
just something
really
about it.
thought, having just seen No Way Home recently, um, I because it plays right off of the ending of Far From Home, with what's his face? Raimi.
Mysterio. Yeah. There is a part of me that maybe he could be into that, but I just don't. The thing is like I could do Far From Home. I didn't want to do it until he saw the end of Infinity War.
Right.
I'm sorry, Endgame, because I was like, I need him to understand that Tony's died.
That's true, yeah.
And Far From Home is very like, oh no, he's dead.
I didn't like
You
Far From
know?
Home personally, but
And then that's kind of a part of it for all these movies is like, I just don't want to rewatch these movies.
yeah,
And I'm trying to like streamline them so that we're ready for brand new day.
yes.
And just get like straight into it. So I don't know. I don't know.
I don't
We'll see.
know. I don't know. I
We'll
think
see.
Homecoming is
God,
his strongest one as a Spider-Man film. Um,
but I just did the Tobey Maguire. I'm doing the Andrew Garfield. Like I just don't want to do the whole high school thing again.
sure.
Like we've done it, we get it. There's a Flash, there's a this, there's a that.
Right.
Okay, I don't want to do this again. Like once we get into the Tom Holland ones, it's like we have done this with Avengers.
Yeah.
Here we are. This is what you need to know.
Right. That's fair.
And be done with it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
You might just have
That's
to
a
give
lot of
them
movies, Ed.
Yeah. No, it is. And it's a lot of you just give them a little bit of context, I guess, leading into it. Like, hey, you know Jake Gyllenhaal? He was in the last one, all right? He was a bad guy. And
I might
he
maybe
told
show him the
everyone that
trailer.
he was Spider-Man.
And you know what though? What's crazy is he is into it, dude. He asked me the other day. He was like, "Can we finish this movie?" Like, okay, you are clearly like into it. So
He's turning into a bit of a movie lover.
we'll see. We'll see.
Well, that's
Dude,
exciting. I'm gonna try and push for Spider-Man 2 this weekend now. I do want to boast because I'm getting to see the Houston Museum of Fine Arts is showing The Dark Knight on 35 millimeter.
you
Me
motherfucker.
and a buddy Josh are gonna go see it, so I'm very excited about that. And you know what's funny? I didn't tell Josh this, but I literally watched that movie last week. But I'll see it on
You
the
can
big
watch it as
screen.
many times as you want though, you know?
It's The
Like
Dark Knight.
seeing it, I know, it's good.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. I'm jealous for so many reasons.
So many reasons, you know. This is like one of those moments, like when you went to see Interstellar in IMAX.
You know what? God, that was so fun.
That
All right.
I wish.
I'd love, and I think that this is a sentiment that people agree with. I just like re-release these movies, like do more showings of this. Like if they were like, okay, the Odyssey's coming out, so let's watch the top 3 Nolan movies in
film.
theaters this year.
Yeah,
You
like
know,
push for that. Like
dude,
let
people will
people
go see it
because people are getting more curious about it, you know. Or I mean, at least it's being like shoved down our throats on a marketing
Yeah,
perspective.
yeah.
So
Well, and it's like, okay, I could watch all these movies at home. Yeah, but there's something about you go to the theater, you see it on the big screen,
yeah,
you're sitting in the chair, you're with the audience. It's fun.
and you're seeing the I mean, maybe
Intended
you're
scale.
seeing, yeah, the graininess of the film and stuff like. I've seen so I'm about to see The Dark Knight in 35 millimeter. I saw Dunkirk in 70 millimeter. I saw Interstellar in 35 millimeter. I saw Oppenheimer in 70 millimeter. You know, it's just
Colorado is like just this next year is about to finally get some like theaters that can play these things. So it's like, I'm
cool.
jealous that you're seeing this movie. I'm jealous that you're going with Josh. I miss Josh, you know, like I'm jealous that you're getting to see it in this like format that I don't get to see it in,
Yeah.
you know, like,
Well, like I said, there
I
might be
wish.
like more promotion. I feel we're 2 years away from the 20th anniversary of The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe they'll have
Dude, I tell you what, with all these like rewatches, I'm for sure gonna get the boy like on board. Like we haven't quite done DC movies. Like Batman really is on the back burner, which is kind of
Yeah.
crazy if you think about it.
It's just
But I'm
darker
throwing
though,
it on there.
and
I
I
know,
kinda
but
I
he's getting older.
having just seen it last week, I was like, "Yeah, Lily's not ready for this one." As much as I would love to take her along this weekend,
Yeah, I know.
she's not ready. It's long too. So
Bro, we sat through that one and he was like boasting about it when we came. He was like, I sat through a 220 movie. I was like, okay, guess what? We're gonna do this more then, okay? Because I'm tired of these cartoon movies.
He's
All
like,
right.
"Quick in and out. So I want longevity with
No,
my
we're here.
storytelling."
All right.
Fuck me, it's already 11. We've done
Ed,
it.
what an episode. Look at us.
Luis, we kept it short and sweet.
An hour 40. Sorry, brother, but what an episode.
What an episode.
We'll talk more next week about something.
Disclosure
Disclosure Day.
Day.
And then I guess we're doing a Spielberg ranking. So get ready for that.
Very excited.
But
Yeah.
until next time, it's been me, Miguel Sanchez, and with me,
Ed Bull.
So thank you guys for watching. Later Gators.
Later, Gators.
And I don't know, like, subscribe. I don't fucking know.
The
What does
usual.
he say here?
Like, subscribe, follow, watch us on YouTube, etc.
Wow, somebody's a fan over here. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.